Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another fabulous evening here on MaxSpeedTV as we are at Thompson Speedway Park for Racing for a Cause Hershy Design Pro Series as they present the Race to Your Race MS 100. What a night this is gonna be. We got the K&N cars, the late model, however you want to describe it. It is at Thompson Speedway, and we are seeing these guys rip the track up, throwing it sideways into the corners as they're trying to get it slowed down. And it has been a wild practice already. Thank you very much for joining me tonight. I hope y'all are strapped in and holding on tight because this is going to be a great night here at Thompson. We're going to see drivers battling for that one lane, and then we're going to see a few drivers start to figure out that the track has gotten hot there and start searching around, and then we'll see the lanes start to open up. And when that happens, man, it's going to be crazy. So that being said, let's get on with it right now. On top of your speed charts, Kris Stump, last week's winner with an 18.555. Will Drevicky, our points leader coming into tonight's event, sitting in second. Troy Radford with the third fastest lap time. Dylan Blankenship fourth, and rounding out your top five on the speed charts is Justin Rigsby. Coming up next will be qualifying, and then don't forget tomorrow, Thursday, January 10th at 7:40 p.m. Central, Coach's Corner Pro Late Model Series. We'll be doing the Arts Barbershop 125 at Stafford Motor Speedway. That will be with Roger Muth and Roger Muth from MaxSpeedTV, myself, and I hope you guys tune in for that. Wednesday, January 16th at 8:15 p.m. That is next week. The Racing for a Cause Hershy Design Pro Series tackles the American Diabetes Association 75, so make sure you tune in for that right here on MaxSpeed TV. So now that what we have coming up is out of the way, let's get into our point standings for tonight's event. Will Drevicky leading it with 2 wins, got 7 points lead over Kris Stump, who also has 2 wins. Rex Hoyle, Justin Rigsby laying down some consistent finishes, putting them in 3rd and 4th. And then Ryan Nolan, another race winner here in the RFC Hershy Design Pro Series, sitting in 5th, 46 points behind Will Drevicky. All that just to say the points battle is really intense throughout the 5th, 6th, all the way down to 10th with AJ Hamill, and you could even throw James McIntyre, Doug Wysocki into that group as well, as those drivers all very close on points and able to swap at a moment's notice in or out of the top 10 in points. 5 minutes left in practice, and Kris Stump, as I mentioned, last week's winner, he's going to be starting at the rear of the field, but he has laid down the fastest lap time here so far, so that's a good sign for him. However, Will Drevicky, sitting in second on the speed charts, not going to have to start at the rear of the field, and he has set the second fastest lap time here in practice. And let's see here. Let's try and get a word in with our points leader. I'm trying to find him in TeamSpeak, and I am not seeing him. So never mind on that. All right, let's talk to somebody we haven't got to talk to. And this is the driver of the 38 machine. His name's Hilton Young. Mr. Young, are you there? You got your ears on? All right, so we're going to strike out on Hilton Young. He's been sitting in pit lane for a minute. Anyways, he may not be at the controls. Well, gonna try and find someone to talk to. I guess not. No one seems to be wanting to talk. Everyone's really focusing on what they got going on. Oh, you know what? Ah, that's a tough call right there. Anyways, that is AJ Hamill in the 18 machine out on track. Well, you know what? Roughly on track, loose term, as he forgets how to drive. I didn't forget. 01 machine, Dylan Blankenship. He's rolling out on the track. Right in front of him was the 16 of Paul Henley. Paul learning every day in these cars, looking to get faster each week. So we'll keep an eye on this 16 machine here tonight. See just how well he can improve. Kind of a small field here for this Thompson race. Right now we only have 15 drivers as we're about 2 minutes 20 seconds away from the end of practice sessions. 15 drivers, kind of a light load here. We've been seeing upwards of 30 drivers regularly in these sessions. Get a good look at the ugly mug that is Paul Henley as we go on board with him for a quick lap around Thompson Speedway. Henley's just working that wheel there, trying to get the power down as quickly as he can through the corner. Do want to give a shout out to everyone out there in YouTube. Thank you very much for joining me tonight. Keeping chat lively, keeping chat active. Hope you guys stick around. Let me know what I miss when you see something and try and cover it. Gonna be some great racing. I'm excited for this one. These drivers gonna get out there, gonna beat and bang, bump and bang, all those other B words that you can use to describe racing. Gonna really get mixed up out there tonight. Rigsby in the 99 and Paul Henley working their way back out onto the track. The 38 of Hilton Young is back in the car. Wish we could have got a word in with him, but try and talk to him at a later time in this race. Hilton Young right now sitting in 9th in points, so got a good season going for him. See if he can improve his points here tonight. Few drivers have not shown up that are in front of him in the points. He really needs to capitalize on that opportunity. Final few seconds of practice, and that'll do it. That is it. It is time to move on to qualifying. Checkered flag waving on the session. All right, folks, here we go. Time to qualify. All the drivers going to start hitting the track. It is single car qualifying, and Troy Radford, first one out on track. Radford picked up a race win earlier this season, but due to missed races and a few finishes that were not in his favor, he is mired all the way back into 15th in points, or 16th, I should say. Justin Rigsby in the 99 had a great finish in the Racing for a Cause Vapor Trail Clothing Truck Series that was last night, broadcasted right here on MaxSpeedTV. Rigsby ended up in 3rd place. The 70 of Andy Lambert right now sitting in 2nd place for his qualifying time. That 70 machine looking very stout, running an MS paint scheme. And Lambert falling to 5th now as AJ Hamill has put it on pole. Hamill on the 18 machine. Oh, and he's gonna send it on around into the wall. Rex Hoyle on the 50, he's slowed down right now, pulling it in. 50 sitting in 2nd. Troy Radford, one of the first cars out on the track, but not sure what happened to him that he pulled back in without turning a lap time. And again, he's not going to turn a qualifying time. Matthew Spinks in the 35. Spinks onto the front straightaway for his 2nd lap. At a 19.351 for a 2nd lap, not good enough to improve, and he falls to 9th as Paul Henley in the 16 machine is going to jump up to 2nd for his qualifying lap. An 18.847, just a tick slower than AJ Hamill, and an 18.942 for that lap. Will Drevicky now moving into 2nd place on the qualifying charts. All right, guys, as we like to do here on MaxSpeedTV, qualifying is winding down. We're going to step away, play our national anthem, and then we'll be right back to bring you the starting lineup.
We take you down onto the track for our opening ceremonies.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise. Please remove your hats.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous flight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as the field is starting to line up for tonight's race to erase MS 100 at Thompson. Our starting lineup will look something like this. Row number 1, Will Drevicky on pole with an 18.816. Your points leader, doing what he can to widen that gap, starting on row number 1, the preferred line here for Thompson. But AJ Hamill will be on his outside, and Hamill is not one to dismiss from a starting lineup. Row 2, Paul Henley in the 16 machine I told you he was getting faster each week, and here he is sitting in row 2 on the insides. Watch out for him. And Rex Hoyle in the 50 on his outside. Row 3 will be the 99 of Justin Rigsby and the 01 of Dylan Blankenship. Row 4 will be Al Smith Jr., fresh from a vacation to the beach. Native New Yorker moving all the way down to Florida for a vacation. Told me it was terrible, hated every minute of it. Mike Holtzclaw in the 22 on his outside. Row number 5, Andy Lambert in the 70 machine, and Matthew Spinks starting on his outside. Row 6, Doug Wysocki in the 45 and Hilton Young in the 38. Row 7, Chad Collier in the 39, and starting shotgun on the field will be Kris Stump and Troy Radford in the 94. Here we go, folks. Pace car is in. Time to get ready to go racing as the green flag is out, and we are away here for the race to Race MS 100. Try saying that 2 times fast. I can't even say it once. A.J. Hamill with a great move, getting the jump on Will Drevicky. And Hamill gonna get the early lead and lead the first lap, I believe. Oh, that actually was scored to Drevicky as Drevicky's gonna power by on his outside. So now Drevicky, your race leader, coming off of turn number 4. Little lift as he got off the corner, so maybe touch early or aggressive on the accelerator pedal. Now he's gonna wash up. That's gonna allow A.J. Hamill to get a nose underneath him. Hamill not quite able to get there. Rex Hoyle, meanwhile, sitting in 3rd. He'd like to get a piece of that action. And the 01 of Dylan Blankenship, he's getting involved now as well. Ooh, is Drevicky really riding up high through 1 and 2 there? Hamill thought for a moment of giving him the old bump and run, some razzle dazzle, some chin music, but able to keep it off of him. We are going on board with Hamill right now. You see a very unique line that Will Drevicky is running here. Haven't seen that line ran here in quite a while. Not sure how it's going to hold up through the whole entire race, but right now it's working just fine for him. Tonight's race analysis: 100 laps for 63 miles. Drivers will not be allowed to take tires. So if you come down pit road and you take tires, you will sit for the rest of the race. If you do not sit for the rest of the race, you will be disqualified, suspended, however you'd like to say it, from competing in the next event next week. As A.J. Hamill's looking to the inside here. That means our tires gonna go 100 laps. Our fuel window, 100 laps as well. You may pit for damage, but you just can't take tires. You can take fuel, but we won't see these guys come in and take fuel here. They got more than enough for 100 laps. Beautiful night for racing, 71 degrees, 0 humidity, track temp, a very calm, very cool 73 degrees. Rex Hoyle still sitting in 3rd, Dylan Blankenship in 4th. Paul Henley, right now, he is sitting in 5th place. Let's check in on the advancement of our last week winner, and that is the 98 of Kris Stump. Kris Stump starting to move through the field now. As I mentioned, he started a 14 out of 15 drivers and already up to 11th place as he is going to dispatch Troy Radford. Him and Troy working through the field together. Up next for Kris Stump is the 70 of Andy Lambert. We go on aboard with that 70 machine. Lambert started 9th, still running right where he started. As this field's starting to get strung out here a little bit. The more this green flag run goes, the harder it's going to be for Kris Stump to become the first repeat winner in the series. So he's going to make a look to the inside of Lambert, but not able to get the power down fast enough. As Lambert got into the wall there right as I was muting the microphone for a cough. Lambert climbed that outside wall down the backstretch, able to pull it off, settle the car down, but man, did he lose a lot of time. Kris Stump also losing some time, having to check up. Al Smith in the 96. He is sitting in 7th. As Rex Hoyle in the 50, not sure what happened to him. He is falling all the way to 11th, so I must have missed something. Justin Rigsby in the 99 sitting in 5th. Mike Holtzclaw in the 22. He is 6th. Hilton Young in the 38. If we get a caution here, we're going to try and talk to Hilton Young. That 38 machine. Right now he is sitting in 13th place. Not a lot of cars in front of him. He's just running some steady laps here. Not too much pressure behind him. Chad Collier 0.8 seconds behind him. Hilton Young in that 38 machine right now, looking very steady in that 13th spot. Meanwhile, Will Drevicky in the 30, AJ Hamill in the 18. These two still not sure who is going to try what, as lap after lap, AJ Hamill thinks about trying to get down underneath through Will Drevicky, but just can't make it stick. Will just hanging tough on that high side, getting that momentum running down the straightaway. Will, a 09 Motorsports driver. Driving a Toyota Camry out there tonight. Toyota versus Toyota in these late models. Blankenship Wounded Warrior project on his machine at 01. Just following right around behind AJ Hamill. I'm just lurking here, guys. Don't mind me. You guys make contact, I'll just pass you both. No big deal. I'm just gonna hang out right here, sitting in third. You all do what you want to do. Dylan having a nice run going here. He is kind of closing in on these guys little by little. Gaining a few inches here and there. Only a matter of time before he's able to start mixing it up with AJ Hamill as well. Oh man, Hamill's got a nose on Drevicky this time. Will he be able to make it stick into 3 and 4? Not able to take the preferred line through that corner. Drevicky's all sorts of crossed up. Hamill's gonna get underneath him. Blankenship had to check up big time. No contact looks like was made. So good situational awareness by Blankenship. But that will give the lead to AJ Hamill. I think Hamill was just a hair faster than Drevicky. We'll see if Hamill can start pulling away from Will now, as Will's going to start running a line that Hamill was using, and Hamill's using the line that Drevicky was using. Now Blankenship to the back bumper of the 30 machine. Isn't going to be able to get by. Going to stick his nose down underneath, but that 30 just motors off the corner and gets such a good run down the straightaway. Lap traffic going to be a factor here in just a few moments. That is the 38 of Hilton Young. Hilton dropping down to the bottom here. Going to allow the leaders on by. We have 12 cars on the lead lap now. The first car 1 lap down is the 38 of Hilton. See our top 3 right there. 4th place now is Paul Henley, as the 50 of Rex Hoyle is going to go around. Caught that just on the edge of the screen. Rex Hoyle going for a ride here. Gets it fired, gets it going once again. We go to our MaxSpeedTV replay. Let's see what happened to Rex Hoyle. Down into the corner. Kris Stump underneath him. Troy Radford behind him. Al Smith making a move on Henley. And Troy Radford gonna give a bump to Rex at corner entry. And Rex Hoyle probably not too happy about that. Go on aboard with Hoyle. One more look at this one. Troy Radford giving the whole bump and run, and not sure if he's going to get a end of the line penalty for that. We'll see. He might get a little bit of damage from that and have to hit pit road, try and hammer some of that out. That is in fact what he is going to do. That 94 looking a bit beat up on that right side. Our race leader AJ Hamill not coming to pit road. No tires, no fuel, no pit stops for him. Rex Hoyle in the 50, even though he got that little bit of bump, didn't hit anything other than the front bumper of Troy Radford. So that 50 machine got away with one there. Still looking very clean. And we're pretty early in the race. Haven't quite got to halfway yet. Got a chance to work his way through the field, get back on track, and get into the top 5. I know Rex Hoyle would like to finish there. He came into tonight's event sitting 3rd in points, 30 points behind Will Drevicky and 23 points behind Kris Stump. So he'd like a piece of the action here as the points come up on your screen now. So not too far behind for Rex Hoyle. Good finish here is what he's hoping for. Field cycling around. Lights have gone out on the pace car. One more time around, then we go back to green flag racing. This was our first caution of the night. 66 laps to go. We've had one lead change. Will Drevicky has led 23 laps. AJ Hamill has led the next 11. Here we go. Green flag is back out in the air, and we are underway once again at Thompson Speedway. Hamill with a great jump on that restart, able to clear Drevicky quite easily. Now pulls away down the straightaway. Through 3 and 4 cleanly. Kris Stump. That was the caution Stump needed to really close up on the field on our leaders. He is now within striking distance for this lead. Question is, does he have anything left of his tires for this later stage of the race? Can he become the first back-to-back winner in RFC? Hershy, oh, as Paul Henley's gonna go around. And the caution flag is gonna fly for Paul Henley in that 16 machine. And it looked like Henley just got on the brakes a little hard into the corner. Loses it, tags Holtzclaw, spins back around the other way, exits out of the car as quickly as possible. He was jammed in the middle of the track there. Slight bump from Holtzclaw. Troy Radford getting another piece of damage from that thing. And that was a great run for Paul Henley, going away as he loses it coming into turn number 1. Tough luck for Paul. He'll have to get that sorted out and get back out there. Unfortunately, it looks like he's going to have to try again next week for that top 5 finish, maybe even a win. As I said, he's getting faster each week. Qualified very well. He was running in 4th, 5th place right there before that happened. So, Paul, go get him next time. Several drivers on pit road, one of those being Andy Lambert in the 70 machine, Al Smith in the 96 hitting pit road. Hilton Young has been on and off pit road as well. These guys trying to hammer out some damage without going a lap down. Not a whole lot of time to do it as the pace car cycles around here in about 43 seconds. That does not give you a whole lot of time. Well, Paul Henley talking in YouTube chat says he downshifted too early. Well, Paul, if you were in TeamSpeak, we'd pull you in here, but yeah, them's the breaks. Guess your sponsor's just gonna have to not be mentioned. All that other stuff that happens when you're not in TeamSpeak. Lights out on the pace car. Field gonna form up for this restart. Hamill choosing the inside. I'm sorry, Hamels. AJ Hamels. No, it's not really Hamill. It's Hamill. Choosing the inside lane here. Drevicky on his outside. Kris Stump now sitting in 3rd place. The 22 of Mike Holtzclaw starting on his outside. Here we go. Hamill on the loud pedal. Stump following suit. Drevicky's gonna lose a spot by the time they cross the start finish line, and Drevicky's gonna get into Kris Stump. But Stump manages to save it, so does Will Drevicky. And the caution is gonna come out as Andy Lambert, Hilton Young, and Troy Radford get mixed up in this one, and Radford looks really damaged this time. That car is crab walking quite severely. We're gonna back this up and we're gonna watch the interaction between Stump and Drevicky. As this is gonna stack the field up. Go on board with Troy Radford. I mentioned that he had a race win and then missed a few races and had some very rough finishes. This is going to be another rough finish for the 94 machine. Hilton Young trying to make something happen here. Bradford ending up on his lid. See the big stack up between Stump, Hilton Young, Justin Rigsby, all three wide. Go on aboard with Andy Lambert in the 70. So big turn of events here. However, up front, A.J. Hamill still your race leader. Hamill now has led for 24 laps. Matthew Spinks sitting in third place now. Spinks started 10th, moved up to third. A good run going for him. Able to take advantage of some others' misfortune, having a good showing. Dylan Blankenship in the 0-1 sitting in second place. Lights out on the pace car. Hamill choosing the high line for this restart. Here we go, folks. Once again, the green flag is out and we are underway here at Thompson. Through turns 1 and 2. Down the backstretch, Stump able to clear Blankenship very easily, so put Kris Stump into second place. Now, only one car stands between him and the lead, but before he can get there, there is a caution, and this time the 50 is involved once again, and it looks like he's got a lot more damage than the last time he went around. Rex Oil really beat up on this one. Rex Oil, Mike Holtzclaw getting onto it right there at corner entry. Oil and Spinks making contact there. That's what allowed Holtzclaw to have such a good run. Not the night that the 50 normally has. Kind of a rough night for Rex, as he's usually a very solid driver, able to find a way to finish in the top 5. I'm not going to give up on him just yet. I think that number 50 machine's going to find a way into that top 5. I've seen him do it before. He's crafty like that. We are just past the halfway point. Gonna step away for a minute, guys. We'll be right back after this.
The most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $100,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
Field formed up, ready for the restart. Here we go once again. AJ Hamill, Kris Stump, Hamill on the loud pedal, Blankenship on the inside. He's gonna try and make a pass on Kris Stump as they drive down into turn number 1. Blankenship on Stump's inside. Great run off the corner for Blankenship. Can he motor past Stump into turn number 3? Yes, he can. He's got it done. Put second place to Dylan Blankenship. Here comes Kris Stump on his inside. Well, I said inside. What I meant was Stump was really looking to the inside and thinking about it. Down into 3 and 4. Stump looking to the inside for real this time. Blankenship gonna drive down into turn number 1, and Stump, left with no other option than following his tire tracks, gets a great run off the corner as Blankenship had to lift, got into the wall a little bit there. And the caution is out once again, as this time it involves the 30 and the 35. Our points leader looking very torn up right at the moment. .35 of Spinks, the 30 of Drevicky. Contact there. And I'm not sure what that was, but it looks like a little bit of a disagreement between these two. Don't want to put my eggs in a basket just yet, but looks like contact there by Drevicky, and then Spinks coming down the corner, tagging him in the right rear. That is going to be a fun one to figure out for our race admins. Wave around car, the 99 of Justin Rigsby. He'll get back on the lead lap. That will put 11 cars on the lead lap. The 30 machine of Drevicky on pit road, 1 lap down, as that thing is heavily damaged. Matt Spinks on pit road as well. Paul Henley in the 16 after his little faux pas. He did manage to get back out there. He is 3 laps down though. Only 1 car out of this race, and that is the 94 of Troy Radford. He will be scored in 15th place for tonight's event. So a wild ride as I promised, and it has been happening here. AJ Hamill sporting Arts Barbershop on the deck lid of this thing. He has been out front now for 39 laps. 37 laps to go in this race. Drevicky, who is now multiple laps down, led for 23 laps. And I believe that AJ Hamill has locked down the most laps led so far tonight. I shouldn't even say so far, but no one else can get up to his lap count unless Drevicky finds a way to get back on the lead lap in a hurry. But Will hasn't even left pit road. Here we go for another restart. Hamill with a great jump. This time Kris Stump on the inside lane, able to snooker Blankenship. Put Stump into second now. And he is gonna start tracking down AJ Hamill for the race lead. Hamill has got to find a way to hold off Stump. This would be Hamill's first win in the Hershy Design Pro Series. He would be very ecstatic to get it here at Thompson. Hamill putting the power down, trying to run away from Stump. Stump trying not to let him get too far away as these guys go lap after lap. And Stump starting to close in just a little bit. Meanwhile, Al Smith, we saw the 96 machine get involved in a few incidents. Been on and off pit road a couple of times. Here he is all the way up into 4th place. And Andy Lambert sitting in 5th right behind Al Smith. And what did I tell you guys? Watch out for that 50 machine. Here he is sitting in 6th place. He is gonna find a way to finish inside the top 5. I promised you that. That 50 machine is not gonna be denied tonight. Oh, is he gonna get in the wall a little bit there? Maybe I shouldn't give him the broadcaster's curse, but I am rooting for Rex Hoyle to get up in there and start mixing it up with these guys. Blankenship sitting in 3rd, Al Smith right behind him. Meanwhile, Kris Stump, AJ Hamill still trying to settle who's going to win this thing. Fortunately, we've got about 30 laps before it's over. Stump sporting Humanize the Badge. Hashtag we see you. AJ Hamill sporting the American Diabetes Association. '22 of Mike Holtzclaw. Right now he is sitting in 7th. Started in 8th place. A little bit of damage on that 22 machine, but that's to be expected for a race here at Thompson. He is still out there soldiering on, still looking stout, looking solid right now. Like I said, running in 7th place. Justin Rigsby, the wave around car, got back on the lead lap, making the most of it. He's moved into 8th place. As Doug Wysocki in the 45 machine came off the corner, lost it on corner exit, and now it's spun through the grass. Getting that car back up to speed as the leaders come around. No caution as he was below the racing surface. Gets it back up to speed, back going again. Paul Henley in the 16. He's running in 12th place. We got 12 cars out on the track right now. 13th place is Will Drevicky in the 30. Matt Spinks in the 35. Scored in 14th. And Troy Radford will be scored 15th here tonight. Radford packed up, headed home. Spinks and Drevicky sitting on pit road trying to get their cars fixed, get back out there. It doesn't look like they're going to be able to make anything happen with their cars once they do. Meanwhile, the battle for the lead still as close as ever. Hamill not letting Stump by, Stump not letting Hamill get away from him. This race really starting to wind down now. We've seen great racing up front all night long. Battles, passes, even the 2nd and 3rd place car taking each other out. only to recover and charge back to the front. We've seen it all here tonight. We saw a car get upside down. The only thing we haven't seen was a car on fire, and I'm a little disappointed that that doesn't exist in iRacing. Somebody start a petition now. Hashtag iRacing, we need fire. I mean, how else are you gonna finish a Daytona race except for upside down and on fire like Clint Boyer did? Ah, oh, that's a great way to finish. 19 laps to go. Hamill's still leading this thing. Kris Stump trying to find a chink in the armor. Trying to find a weakness in Hamill. Applying a lot of pressure to that back bumper of the 18 machine. Meanwhile, Al Smith, Andy Lambert, 4th and 5th. Rex Hoyle is caught back up to Lambert after he made a mistake, got into the wall. Hoyle is looking desperately for a way around the 70 as well. Rigsby sitting in 8th place. Big glitch moment for him there. Hopefully that settles down. Hilton Young in the 38, one a lap down. The first car 1 lap down as the leaders just came around him. That 38 heavily damaged from earlier contact with the 94 Troy Radford. Both those guys making hard right turns into the wall from that contact. And Hilton gonna pull it down once again as Al Smith, Andy Lambert, and Rex Hoyle flash past. And Rex Hoyle's gonna dive down underneath Lambert. This is for the top 5. Hoyle currently has it, but going into turn 3 does not have the preferred line. That is gonna be Andy Lambert. And Hoyle is not gonna get the power down up off the corner. So with 12 to go, Hoyle's got to mount another charge. Meanwhile, A.J. Hamill is about to be passed by Kris Stump and put Stump to the lead, but he is not in that faster lane. However, he is going to clear Hamill easily. New leader Kris Stump in the 98 from the back to the front with 10 laps to go. Kris Stump looking to become the first back-to-back winner this season in the RFC Hershy Design Pro Series. If you win a race, you start at the tail end of the field the next week. Stump started at the end. And here he is leading this thing. Got to talk with Kris Stump a little bit this week. Did not know that he was a former traveling race car driver. Drove with the ASA late models. Traveled all across the country. Had some great races. But that 98 machine having a great race here tonight. Solid run by the 98. Just a few mix-ups here and there, but to be expected as you work your way through the field. Six laps to go, and Stump has opened up almost a 1 second lead over A.J. Hamill. He's gotten to the front and he has put the power down. hit the turbo booster, saying goodbye, see you later. Started 14th. Only one car started behind him. And now here he is, your race leader. What a great run he's had through the field. '39 of Chad Collier hanging down on the bottom, letting the leader go by. Collier sporting the Children's Miracle Network on that back bumper. Meanwhile, while we were watching the battle for the lead, Brexwell has found a way into 4th place as Al Smith has fallen back into 8th. Andy Lambert in 5th place still, and Justin Rigsby has moved up to 6th. What I tell you guys, that 50 machine would find a way into the top 5, and he is sitting in 4th place with 2 laps to go. Now make it 1 lap, final lap, white flag for Kris Stump. Final time off of turn number 2. Doug Wysocki staying low. Stump down the backstretch into turn 3. He can smell the checkered flag from there. Here it is, your race winner for the Race to Erase MS will be Kris Stump in the 98. From the back to the front, going back to back, 2 in a row for the 98 machine. That will be win number 3 on the season for Kris Stump. And he does it here at Thompson Speedway. Coming home second is AJ Hamill, and 3rd place is Dylan Blankenship. So guys, we're gonna step away from the mics for a minute and set up our post-race show. Nobody go anywhere. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as we've caught up with our top 3 drivers, as Kris Stump's going to give a little kiss to AJ Hamill. Stump, you start at the back of the field tonight, end up winning this thing. Tell us a little bit about your drive through this field here at Thompson.
It definitely had its moments. I want to applaud everyone. That first run was pretty amazing. Some hard side-by-side racing, and got lucky on some restarts once the yellows started falling. So just tried to take care of the right front. This place is a tire-eating monster.
Well, it looks like you took care of it plenty well enough as you come home the race winner. Once you got out front, you opened up a big gap. So that 98 machine hooked up, traveling through the field. How many times were you holding your breath just hoping you made it through?
Just about every lap. Yeah, it's so hard to pass here, and the only way you're going to get around someone is if they miss the corner, get free in. You know, if you stay in the top lane a little bit too long, getting into one, that's a passing zone, just people getting free, or they get tied off of 2 and smack the fence. Then you have to worry about them coming down across the track. But got lucky, had some breaks my way, and that's what it takes.
Well, you become the first back-to-back winner this season. So nice job out there. Thank you very much for joining us. And I'll tell you, it was enjoyable watching you through that thing.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. This is probably my least favorite track in North America. So I guess we're going to come here. Might as well make it worthwhile.
Well, nice job, Kris. Any shout outs, thank yous you'd like to give?
Yeah, I just want to thank RFC for everything. Check out Humanizing the Badge. I know I've talked about it before, but great nonprofit bridging the gap between law enforcement and their communities. Shout out to my Empire Racing teammate, AJ Hamill. He had an awesome run. Just one small mistake away from the win, but he was pretty awesome tonight. And thank you, KR, as always.
All right, that is your race winner, Kris Stump, going back to back for the first time this season. Nice job, guys. And man, that was a fun run. All right, moving on to our second place finisher, and that is AJ Hamill. Hamill, nice job out there coming home second. You led 66 laps, but just missed it by one spot.
Yeah. I haven't done this in so long. Yeah, as soon as those yellows started, I saw Kris coming right to us, and you get in these K&N cars, and he's the guy to beat by a lot. It's not quite as close a gap as when we get into late models, and I knew I either needed a whole bunch of yellows, then I could control the restarts, or I had to just kind of hold him up and not let him get a run on the outside. And as it turns out, my being cautious burned me with about 10 to go. I got too high, and he got such a good run that he could clear me into 3, and it was all over.
Now, you led the most laps. You had a battle with Will Drevicky for the opening part of this race. While you're battling with him, how do you conserve tires while you're fighting a car for the lead?
You know, he was kind of backing up his corners more than I was planning to, so that helped me conserve. It was actually much easier to pace off of him than to run by myself. And I don't really have a tire saving skill. I've only got one way to go in these cars, so it was definitely in my thoughts. And I had the 01 had Dylan behind me coming up to get us before Will bobbled, and I got by. But that was a lot of fun. I was trying to figure out how the heck I was going to get by him.
Well, you got by him. You end up leading, like I said, 66 laps, coming home second as Kris Stump found a way around you. You gonna win next week? You're gonna get back into victory lane? I've been waiting on that, man.
I don't know that I'm going to win a K&N race, to be honest. I do like the next 3 tracks, though, so I guess there's a shot. But every week I jump into these things, I'm 2/10 off of Kris. So, but he, you know, I know all his secrets. I've just got to put him to work. I could have made it harder for him, but being my Empire Racing team teammate and in the points battle, we worked some restarts to help him out. Kind of knew I might give up the win, but that's what you do for your pals, right? You gotta help him out, and I kind of sacrificed a shot. I think he might have got it anyway, but it was a couple restarts when I could have made him work harder. But that's what we do. He's in it, and I'm not, so I don't mind helping him out, and almost made it work anyway.
Almost. Well, great run by the 18 here tonight. Congratulations. Any final shout outs, thank yous you'd like to give?
Yeah, hey, I'm just excited to actually put one together. I should have been talking to you last week and screwed that one up, and finally didn't take anyone out or myself, so pretty cool to actually finish a race where I sort of belong. Congrats to Kris, class of the field as usual. Even Thompson couldn't slow him up. Maybe if we had 20 cars, maybe that would have hung him back a little longer. What we got on the car today? Back to the American Diabetes Association. Get out there and walk, lower that A1C. Arts Barbershop, SLC. Hi to Mom, sitting at home watching. Thanks to you and Andy. And we'll see you tomorrow night.
That you will. Congratulations, AJ Hamill. Great run, finishing second here tonight at Thompson.
Thanks.
Time now to move on to our third place driver. That is none other than Mr. Blankenship himself. in that 01 Wounded Warriors project. Dylan, tell us a little bit about your race, man.
Well, I'm not a big fan of this track, and I was just kind of coming out here just winging it, and I actually did a lot better than what I thought I was going to do here. And my goal was just to finish this race. I've been having pretty bad luck, and I've been trying to figure out how to turn it around, and it looks like tonight I turned it around and starting to get back in the groove again of trying to get some solid finishes.
Well, the 01 comes home in third place. A solid finish in my opinion for you. Now, looking forward, are you going to be able to repeat this next week? Maybe even improve?
I really hope so. That's my goal, is just to get improved, get better, and hopefully one of these races I can come in with a win.
Well, Dylan, I'll be rooting for you to do that. But before you can do that, man, you got to get through these last few tough questions. And we're going to play Let's Get to Know Dylan Blankenship. 3 quick questions. Are you ready for them?
I believe I'm ready. I mean, I just need a little bit more seat time, and but I believe I can start getting some good finishes and try to come out here with a win, and just needs a lot more seat time.
Well, I'll tell you what, you just answered all my questions. Nice job out there tonight. Man, I look forward to seeing you come out here next week and win this thing. So good luck to you. But before we let you go, any final shout outs, thank yous?
Yeah, I want to thank RFC. They got a great league all around. Truck series, K&N series, dirt series. They're doing a great thing. I like how they're racing for a cause and anything. I'm a firm believer in doing all that. I want to thank my teammates, Justin Rigsby, Matthew Spinks, Attitude Motorsports, and it's kind of a new team. We're all kind of progressing really good as a team, and I want to thank my mom, my dad, and I want to thank you, KR.
Well, Dylan, you're welcome very much. I hope you enjoy the show. You put on a heck of a race here tonight, and man, nice job out there.
Thank you.
That is our third place finisher, Dylan Blankenship. Nice job out there for him. So guys, nothing left now except for the results. As first place going to go to Kris Stump, AJ Hamill finishing second, and third will be Dylan Blankenship. We got to talk to all 3 of those drivers. Rex Hoyle in fourth place. Andy Lambert brings it home in fifth. Sixth goes to Justin Rigsby. Mike Holtzclaw 7th. 8th will be Al Smith in the 96. Hilton Young will end up in 9th, and Doug Wysocki will be 10th. 11th place, Chad Collier. Paul Henley will finish 12th. 13th, Will Drevicky. 14th, Matt Spinks. And Troy Radford will round out the field in 15th place. So guys, as always, thank you very much for watching tonight. I hope everyone enjoyed the show. I enjoyed the racing. It was a beautiful sunset race here at Thompson Speedway. We saw some crashing. We saw the points leader get taken out and have to sit on pit road, ending up 40 laps down in 13th place. So next week, it's going to be interesting to see how the points shake up as Kris Stump wins this race here tonight. Guys, what more could you ask for out of a short track? I'm pretty sure if there was a fight button, it would have been thrown by multiple drivers here tonight. So that's short track racing for you. Y'all, thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. And I will see you tomorrow night at, I don't even know what time we start. 7:40 p.m. Central. Tune in, and thank you so much. I'll catch you all later.